Hello, and welcome to episode 12. I actually almost went through this entire fight before I forgot that I hadn't started the recording. Because they were sitting over here and I'd figured I'd just set up my people in a position. Once they got in about firing range, we'd start. And then I just kind of let them fire at each other for a little bit. So, out of the 5 or 6 people that attacked us, I think it's 6. Yes, it is 6 of them this time. Already got the guy with grenades down, which is good. Someone with a shiv is over here trying to charge, apparently Theodric, I think. Let's see, does it say who their target is? And they're in pain, no cover. Melee attacking Tony. Tony, where's... Oh, he's over there. Apparently you've decided to switch your target. Alright then. Anyhow, let's actually take a look at this fight. So we'll go to normal speed. Yeah, I don't think it's best if Tony keeps trying to throw grenades. Hopefully Tony won't die. I'm afraid he's going to get shot by Theodric. Oh, that went better than I expected it to. Okay, Gio and DeWald are still doing alright. Let's see. I think I'm going to say, what's Tony's injuries look like? He's actually not that hurt, so that's good. He's not in range to really do anything. Where are the other guys? So they're all down there, which means I should be able to get cover by this rock if I want to advance. Oh, we got, what, 3 of them down and they decided to retreat? So yeah, let's see. They're going to take shotgun... They're both of their shotguns and their survival rifle, which means we got another sniper. Another sniper rifle, more grenades, and a steel shiv, apparently. So no complaints there. Tony, how about you capture Raj? And we will see what we can do with that. We'll just undraft the rest of our guys. Gil apparently got injured. Probably shot by the sniper rifle. What's your health looking at? Survival rifle. Not that bad. Not like you're gonna bleed out and die instantaneously. So we're not too worried about it. We will unforbid all of the bodies and weapons so that my guys can kind of figure out what they want to do with it. We should be able to unsuspend our crematorium because we're done trying to butcher bodies and collect food because we have enough survival meals for now. We'll keep this going. Cargo pods did show up during that fight just before I turned the recording on, so we'll see. Jump to location. What's here this time? Iguana skin. And apparently some metal. Is it really worth it? 70 steel, quite a big distance. You know, I think it's worth it because any amount of steel is good since we haven't been mining a whole lot recently. Since, well, we've had a lot to deal with like sieges and such. So I really wish there was another compacted steel area close, like really close by that we could mine. But it doesn't look like there is. I actually think the closest one is this place down here. We'll speed it back up. We still need to mess with power a little bit. Oh. I was wondering why the game paused and something showed up. Droid assembly. So unlocks the droid assembly. This is a workbench, which is where all of your droids will be constructed. Initially, it will not have any recipes available. These are unlocked through further research options. Like what? Let's see. Solar shielding. Oh, so droids work just like, technology. So if there's a solar flare, they'd shut down? That's hilarious. I can just imagine having like your entire base, your entire defense network consisting of droids, and then a solar flare happens and they all just die. Or they all shut down for a little while. That'd be hilarious. So, I don't think I can construct any just yet. Bionics would be nice, so we could make that spine, but I don't even know what the... I don't know what the materials to make a bionic spine are, so Smash will just have to continue laying in bed for a while. Unlocks building the droid charging pad. So this is how droids get their power. We'll research that since it's a prerequisite to apparently all the droids. Let's see, Federation Smuggler. I doubt they'd have anything useful, but we'll see. Yeah, Seba can call them. Let's see, they have a leg, they have a medicine. Yeah, nothing really worth spending our money on since we have enough weapons for now. Why is everyone in a terrible mood? Seba and Gyu. Oh wait, they're always in a bad... Gyu and Tony. Why is everyone in such a bad mood? Joy. Is it all joy that they're deprived of? Let's see. Tony is deprived of everything. He needs to just take a nap. Yeah. How about we do this? Let's go to restrictions and tell them a specific time that they can do joy. That way, hopefully, they will actually do that. Mainly so that when they're allowed to do their joy, they can... What is it called? Because telling them specifically when they're supposed to do something usually helps. So for 2 hours, just before bed, you can all practice joy. And hopefully that'll make it so you guys never run out. Unless, of course, there's like a siege and you can't do your joy during that time. But that's left open for debate. I think it'll be fine, though, for now. Temperature in this room's 21, 21. The middle ground is like -5, and then outside's 28. So I do think that's going to help with heating a little bit. When we get it around the entire construct, the entire base we have, it should be much, much better. Greydale Defense Tanker. That's an interesting name. Let's see, Theodric. When day comes, we'll tell you to go stop by and see what they have to offer. Probably nothing good, as I would expect, because they... Ooh, that's a lot of food. It's not that expensive. I am very tempted to buy your food. Oh, you even have potatoes for even cheaper. And steel. I like this person a lot. They have food, so we can buy a few hundred potatoes. How much is this going to cost? We have 1372. So we'll buy, what, 300 potatoes, and probably steel is actually cheaper than potatoes. That's absolutely sad. But we'll probably spend the rest of our silver on steel, since steel is infinitely useful to us, and we really don't have a lot of it, and we don't mine a lot of it. So I think whenever we can, spending our money on it is worth it. For sure. So yeah, we can get 700 steel, 300 potatoes. I think that is an amazing deal, since now we have lots of building materials, and we have lots of food, since our garden isn't really that... it doesn't do very well. What's wrong with you, anyway? Your right leg was shot off. Alright, you're a good prisoner, then. I like good prisoners. Chat and recruit, because we want to try and recruit you, so that we can give you a new leg. As we do with all of our, people. Have you been treated? Yeah, you've been treated. You'll get better soon. Now we have lots of building stuff. So far it's going pretty well. We just need more power at this point, I think. I think that's a majority of what we need, is just more electricity. We have enough food once all of our people learn how to move it to where it's supposed to go. Like I said, I really want another geothermal generator. I wish it was easy to figure out where we might be able to mine one. I remember quite a few patches ago that you used to be able to just say order and... okay, research is done. Let's do another research. I'll get back to that in a second. Miner droid. Quickly mining through stone. You know, I think we could use that. Wait, what? Crematorius? Unlocks crematorius to be available. This droid is a hulking construct which roams the battlefield after the fight and devours corpses. That's hilarious. That could be useful. Unfortunately, I really want the mining droid because I think that'll be the most use to us. But what I was saying is a long time ago in this game, you used to be able to take the mine order and you could literally just draw out a large area and it would highlight inside that zone. Instead of it being a uniform color, it would highlight to a different color if there was a vent underneath it, so that you could tell where the vents are. But now it doesn't work that way anymore, unfortunately, because you could actually figure out where all the steam vents were very easily without actually having to mine through it. So because that doesn't take a lot of research to do, we should probably make the droid assembly 200 steel. Well, good thing we just bought a bunch of steel. So now we have enough for this thing. And I think it can go right there pretty snuggly. Or pretty snuggly? Strange word. I don't even know if it's a real word, actually. That's interesting. Snugly. That's maybe what I was thinking of saying, but I somehow added an I in there. That's a lot of clothing. That is a ton of clothing. Maybe there's a textile trader somewhere that would buy our stuff from us. We probably also want a simple prosthetics bench now that I actually looked and saw it. Can we put that there? Yeah, it's not in the way. It'll do. Simple prosthetics bench because that'll maybe let us see if we can build anything. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. We will learn eventually if we can or can't. Everyone's sleeping because it's nighttime. There seem to be a lot less poor mood now that I tell them specific times they're allowed to do stuff. So I'm happy about that. Bulk goods trader. I wonder if they will buy clothing from us. Will they? Nah, wood, cloth, cobra skin. It doesn't look like they will. Ah, well. What about that defense tanker? They probably won't buy anything from us, will they? No. I'll buy the tactical helmet. Actually, I should probably equip that on... I should really take a better look at my people's gear and try and equip them with better stuff, now that I think about it. Like, you have a tactical vest, you could probably do with more armor since you're one of our better people. One of the characters I don't want dying anytime soon. What's that? Wear a tactical helmet. Why not? Unless, of course, it's going to, like, mess with your vision or your aiming. Let's see. Armor from blunt and sharp, little less movement speed. Aiming time up. I want to say it goes down, but I could be wrong. Aiming time, how long it takes to strike after aiming. Well, since it's negative and it's apparently the timer, if it takes less time to strike after aiming, you fire faster. So I can only assume that that means it improves our aim, which is good. Very good, actually. We probably need to start working on another stockpile at some point, since we are kind of filling this up. Raj, what's your skills? I just want to... Oh, you have pretty good melee skill. Wow, you're incapable of a lot. Like, all you are is a fighter to us. Well, you have artistic, which means you could do, what, stone cutting, I think? That's one of the artistic bits, isn't it? Or you could always, you know, sculpting, whatever you do. We could find something for him to do. Let's see, rice is almost done. We have lots of potatoes. Finally getting back to burning the bodies, because they are taking up a lot of space, which will allow us to create a new stockpile, like a dumping stockpile area. Once we deconstruct the rest of these graves, and a couple snowmen. Like, I know the snowmen make them feel better, but there's a lot of them. A lot of snowmen. And I'll tell them to deconstruct those too, just because we don't need them anymore. Zone area. Dumping stockpile zone. This is where I want to put all the, like, useful stones, like the stuff I want to keep specifically. So I'm just going to make it probably 4x10 will do, and we're actually going to tell this to only store a couple of things. So no rotten, no corpses, just chunks. slag chunks, and a specific type of stone, which is going to be granite, because that's the type of stone we want to use. We want to use granite, and that's going to be used in the steel stone cutting table. And of course, we're going to say that this is preferred. This one should be normal. Yes, it is, so that's all good. And of course, the haulers will get to that when they have time. So, simple prosthetics workbench. Let's take a look at this. This is, of course, the prosthetic stuff. Both the basic prosthetics workbench that lets you make peg legs and the simple one are part of the mod. It's the enhanced prosthetics mod that I talked about. And what can we do with this? We can create crystal eyes. Those crystal eyes and glass eyes would actually do nothing. They just make you look less weird if you're missing an eye. Hydraulic jaw. Interesting. We can do legs, arms, hand, and feet. I wonder what the leg costs. Let's see, details. 75 steel and 35 plasteel. Wow. Oh, depending on which one you want, you can make a steel prosthetic leg or a plasteel prosthetic leg. That's what I'm guessing. Because you can apparently limit which ones it actually makes. Or you need both, I don't know. Maybe I'll craft one some other time. We don't need one right now. And what about the droid assembly? Probably nothing in here. Make a cleaning droid. I suppose we could use a cleaning droid. People usually run around when injured and bleed everywhere. So you can see there's still blood there. There's probably still, yeah, lots of rubble. I mean, a cleaning droid would be useful. But I'd rather have the miner droid, and I don't know how much they're going to cost yet. So until I actually know how much they cost, I'm not going to go around wasting money on it. What I'm looking for right now is that charging pad. There we go, droid charge pad. Droids will flock here to charge themselves. Seems about right. And we can probably put this right there. Doesn't seem like too bad of a place since it's kind of in the middle of the complex. Or we could put it right there, next to the droid assembly. Yeah, I think right there will be okay. If we are going to start using droids, though, I think we need to get more power. So let's take a look. We have lots of steel. We'll get some more power with wind turbines. I'll put another one right there, and I can probably stick even another... if there weren't snowmen in the way, I probably could. I'll just do that one for now. That'll be okay, and while I'm at it, I might as well remove some of this zone. So, delete zones. Just kind of the zone part that's in the way. We will have to find a better solution to power. Like I said, I want a second geothermal generator, but I don't know how realistic that is. It does appear as though the buffer zone's working pretty well, though. Research. So we got the one drone. That means basic combat. We can use drones for combat. I suppose that would be really good. I don't know if that's the next thing I want, though. It might be, actually. What's the worker drone? Is that like... This droid cleans your base and hauls things around. Unlocks research into Tier 1 power generation. Alright, for 100 research, I think I could take the power generation tech. See if it gives us anything new and incredibly useful. I hope it gives us something new and useful. Because our current power generation is pretty, shoddy. As you can see right there, shoddy. Clay, brick, grand sculpture. Someone wasn't very good at art when they made that. Oh, this guy will actually buy some of our stuff, so we can get rid of some of this clothing. Instead of course, just burning it. Carbon jumpsuits. I could probably make my people wear them, but usually the people will put on what they want to wear. And they can actually get kind of mad if they have to wear stuff they don't want to wear. So I'm only going to sell some of the stuff I don't really like. If I like the piece of armor, the name of it, like I like all these Kevlar helmets, synth thread jackets, I'm gonna keep all those. And I'll probably keep like the normal cloth stuff, like cloth pants normal, I'll keep those. Or I'll keep the synth thread actually. And I'll get rid of like the awful and shoddy quality stuff and keep the good stuff. That way, of course, I don't waste too much storage space on all this junk, but I also get to keep the good stuff. Wow, I have a lot of clothing. Probably from all the bodies I've been incinerating, since the incinerator does not take clothing. It just takes the body and burns it. How much do we get from this? Almost 500, that's pretty good. We buy a telescope with it. We don't really have use for a telescope. It'll give some people joy who like to stargaze, but that's not the biggest concern of mine right now. So we'll say accept, we'll take our silver. We have our droid charge pad now. We can build a droid miner now. Let's see. Make a mining droid. What does this take? 20 circuitry. 20 circuitry. I don't know where to get circuitry. Do you get that from being attacked by the centipedes? Or would you be able to create that somewhere? Huh. I will have to look into that to see if I can create circuitry or not, because I know I have the steel. I know where to mine plasteel. It's over kind of in the corner. But I don't know where I'm supposed to get circuitry. Do I build it from a production plant? Probably not. I'm almost certain that I actually have to kill some centipedes to actually get the circuitry from them. I'm certain that's where I'm supposed to get it. I'll have to see though. Looks like that's the last body being burnt right now. There we go. My people are now actually surprisingly doing hauling. Wow, must be really slow if they're doing hauling, like they never do that. Power gen. We'll check what that does for us. And what next? What do we want for more tech? You know, I think I will take the worker droid because it can haul stuff for us. Okay, good. You're not being blocked by the windmill in front of you. I was afraid you might have been. Before I forget, make sure everything's hooked up. It doesn't look like it's hooked up, but I know it is because it's... hopefully it is. Is that the same network? Yeah, it is, so it's hooked up. It's all good. What now, though? What do we do now? Oh, power. We should have had something new, maybe. Maybe we don't. Maybe it just unlocked something for us to research that I completely overlooked. Coal burner, there we go. Unlocks the coal burner and coal feeder buildings. They take coal and produce power. Oh, really? Never would have guessed. Yeah, it just looks like it's coal burning that we unlocked with that last research. It's not bad. I mean, if we had coal, it'd be much better. But, yeah, we'll, I guess, have to survive without. Let's go mine some plasteel. And while I'm at it, I actually want to start cleaning this room up because I haven't actually put any use to this room yet, and I do want to, so I'll start cleaning it up and getting it ready to be used for something by, you know, finishing mining out the area. I just have to figure out where I'm supposed to get circuitry. Oh, you know, I can probably buy circuitry. Ooh, would you look at that? That is compacted steel right there. That's something we need. What we also need is to get more colonist beds, because I forgot a lot of our colonists are starting to share their rooms. Completely oblivious to that. So we have lots of metal, so... steel wall. Well, we're getting some droids. We just can't really use them yet. So since we can't really use droids, how about we pick something else? Hospital beds, those will be helpful, because we did want to make this room a hospital room. So hospital beds are a pretty good first step to that. We'll start putting some walls in. First, make sure the corner gets constructed before we actually fill in the wall. That way it actually will build. Textile trader. Not something we need right now. And of course, everyone's going to take a nap. I think once we actually get ourselves... once I actually figure out how to get circuitry, everything will get much easier, because then I can start using those droids, which I think as long as I give them power will work 24/7. Like, I don't see why they would stop working unless they lost power or jammed up or something. So, I'll have to fix my power output, because we still have pretty low power. We are getting some metal, but we're kind of using it to build. You have struck compacted steel. Is that over here? It is. Nice. Compacted steel is very good for us, since it lets us keep building. Are they done building this wall? Yes, they are. And I'll tell them to mine this last little bit now, so I can finish up this room. Not too much going on so far. Actually, whoa, I was not looking at the time at all in any slightest bit. We're actually almost at 30 minutes. Which means we're basically at the end of this episode. Basically. Wow. That happened really fast. I was not expecting that to occur that quickly. Huh. Well, not a lot going on. Doing a bunch of research, held off a raid, did some building of stuff, checking out some of the mods. We're actually getting a lot more mod parts now, so I know some of you have been asking about, oh, why are we out of power? You know, always happens to me. Always a solar flare, every time. A solar flare happens, and we lose all power, and then we start losing our crops, and it's just so bad. Luckily we have actually some food stored this time. Yeah, we're gonna lose those. Those aren't grown enough to harvest. Since when power goes out, the plant starts dying in the hydroponic space. Since we can't actually grow outside, we have to use them. Solar flares really hurt us. I wish there was some kind of shield we could do. I know the droids could do a shield, but I wish there was like some passive shield that I could build in this room to shield it from a solar flare. That would be really ideal. Anyway, this is going to be the episode of the episode. Yes, this is going to be the episode of 12. No, the end of episode 12 of my Rimworld Let's Play. I thank you all for watching. I'll probably ride out this solar flare unless something interesting happens like starvation or death. And then we'll start recording again. But we'll see. See you next time. This is PTT GRW signing out.